whether that means tearing it apart for inspections and thus not flying it again, or whether that means inspecting it while it's still intact and potentially trying to do some sort of reflight or just some other fueling or static fire tests with a flown vehicle, even if they don't actually fly it again. Those are all on the table and largely depends on how they find the vehicle, what kind of shape the vehicle's in after flight.
Everybody okay?
Yeah, I was wondering if Chris was going to jump in with anything more on that, but I guess not. I will move on to the next question.
My ears perked up and is like, did we just lose audio? But no, just checking in.
Nope, we're good. Let's see here. Super chat question here asking, how is the liquid oxygen stored when not on Starship? Is it cryogenic or gas? So it is stored in some of those tanks. I can't point out exactly which one. I don't think we know for sure. But the big tank farm over to the left of the Starship vehicle, one or a few of those tanks contain liquid oxygen, and it is stored in liquid form, unless I'm being highly mistaken. I'm 99% certain that it's stored in liquid form. Second guessing myself when you second guess everything when you say it on air, but I'm pretty sure it's stored in liquid form at the normal cryogenic temperatures. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Here's a good question from Raymond. Will S9 have to land on a slant with just 2 engines firing? So if you are familiar with Starship's engine configuration, the Starship S9 has 3 engines arranged in a triangle. So unless all 3 are firing, the thrust is off-centered. And SN9, if it works the same as SN8 did, which we assume it will ignite 2 Raptors to do the flip and burn, or flip and burn, as Christy calls it, for the landing. So we'll see 2 Raptors ignite. The vehicle will flip itself vertical from the belly flop position, and then actually we expect 1 Raptor to shut down. So it will go down to 1 Raptor and land on a single Raptor engine. So yes, the thrust will be off-centered, so that will cause the vehicle to be tilted a bit as the Raptor gimbals to keep it pointed up through the center of mass of Starship. So yes, Starship will land slanted slightly. And let's see if we have more questions. If you have a question, tag at NASA Spaceflight in chat. That is how we find the questions from all the other messages in chat. Will SN9 have to go through the test the Falcon 9 did to send people to the ISS? I'm not sure if SN9 is going to send, or Starship in general is going to. I mean, SN9 certainly won't be, but if
right.
Like future Starship prototypes are going to be sending people to the ISS. I'm not sure if that's going to be something that SpaceX ever pursues. It's probably going to be up to NASA if they want to pay SpaceX to develop Starship so that it can go to the ISS and meet all the stringent requirements of a visiting vehicle to the ISS. You know, the ISS has lots of delicate sensors and experiments on the outside, so it's not just as simple as, oh, the vehicle can get into orbit, it can dock with the ISS. No, there are very strict rules about docking with the ISS, so I'm not sure if that's going to happen, but for launching crew in general for NASA, yes, there will be strict requirements that SpaceX will have to adhere to make sure that they are human certified by NASA for launching NASA astronauts. Why is it 10 kilometers and not 12 kilometers, asks Patrick. Good question. It's been bouncing back and forth. I'm not sure if it's due to a specific FAA requirement or weather. I think it might just be weather, but they have been juggling the altitude trade-offs based on wind. It was actually supposed to originally be 15 kilometers for Starship SN8. And then SN8's flight test moved to 12.5 kilometers, and now SN9 is going to 10 kilometers. So it sounds like, based on wind, the slightly lower altitudes gives them a better probability of flying on a certain day based on the odds of wind being too high. So perhaps the wind speeds are lighter at that lower altitude, or perhaps Starship has more, for whatever reason, margin when it does a lower altitude flight test. But we believe it is some of the wind requirements that are the problem with that.